Hello, my name is Austin Turner. Growing up in San Antonio, Texas, I was told that I should appreciate the rich history and vibrant culture that the 300-year-old city provided, and I did. I learned its history, I celebrated fiesta, and I grew to love the people and the food. At the same time, I was also taught to appreciate its deeper history from a geologic perspective. I began to realize the interconnectedness of it all, from the indigenous Payaya people settling near the headwaters of the San Antonio River to the construction of Spanish missions from local limestone and sandstone. San Antonio taught me that relationships between people and places are important wherever you go, and that anywhere can be geologically interesting as long as you explore these intersections. My path to geoscience involved a series of these connections. I learned to love biking the trails running along Leon Creek, stopping every now and then to read historical or environmental signs or to look at some rocks in the usually dry creek bed. Some days my dad would take me to get food, and then we'd go drive through the hill country or check out some of the exposed faults of the Balcones Escarpment. I even made my science fair project when I was 14 about the effects of acid rain on the San Antonio emissions by finding samples of the rocks they were made from and using diluted acetic acid. Despite all these factors, I took my time getting into geoscience, studying engineering for my first 2 years of college. Geology and environmental science weren't commonly recommended paths. Texas only encourages its high school students to take biology, chemistry, and physics for science requirements. As a result of this, I was able to figure out that I loved chemistry, but geosciences were left out of the equation when applying to college. When I finally ended up taking a geoscience class at UT to fulfill a degree requirement, I quickly realized that this was what I'd been missing in my education. When out in the field taking measurements or observing mineral or rock samples, I felt more connected to my studies than I ever had before. Transferring into geology was a tough decision, but it's one that I don't regret because of the immense fulfillment that I found. In becoming a geoscience ambassador, I hope to provide more resources for young Texans, especially San Antonians, to be able to find a pathway into geoscience. It's not uncommon for people to keep the natural world at arm's length, seeing it as a place reserved for hobbies like hiking or camping, rather than something to be studied and cherished. However, I believe that the more people are exposed to the wonders of this science, the more we will see people decide to engage with it. The coming climate crisis and other environmental problems will draw many to it. But for this engagement to be sustainable, we will also have to emphasize the joys of geoscience, not just the perils. It's my hope that by doing this, the next waves of geoscientists will have diversity in both personal history and topics of interest, and the world will be better off for it.